Today, Skate put out the cover art for the new game. Technically, it's not cover art because there's not going to be a physical copy of this game. It's a digital game. So maybe key art is the better description. The definition of that is a single image that a developer can put out that's going to communicate a lot about the game. They're going to use this image to tell you what you should expect, to see if it appeals to you. So I thought it would be fun to kind of overthink this cover art and just see what we can glean from it with that definition in mind. What is my first impression, basically? And I also have some physical copies of Skate 1, 2, 3, Skate It, and Skater XL that we can take a look at and kind of compare where the game was, how another game is, and where this one is now. So Skate has announced early access release date will be announced on Tuesday, August 26th. Along with that, there is a premiere on their YouTube channel for an early access trailer. I'm assuming the trailer will come first and then the release date will be at the end of that. So keep an eye out for that. You can see that premiere date right here. Let's get started. So this is the cover art, the key art. My webcam up here in the corner is not blocking anything of note, just some rebar from the bridge, some supports. But yeah, this is the cover art. I looked at this a little bit before doing the video. I couldn't help it. I reposted it on my socials and stuff, but I really wanted this to feel more organic and sort of go over what my first impressions were, and look at this with you. My first impression was the characters, the face specifically. I think that's been a topic of discourse in the community, is just how the characters look. They look very Pixar, Disney-like, and I don't get that vibe from the characters in this cover art. I don't know if that means that they're going to change. I have no idea, but that was my first impression, was like, wow, the faces on these characters don't look quite as like, yeah, they look more realistic, I think. You know, you can see they're just, the eyes aren't as big and Disney-like, and so that was my first kind of like, oh, kind of moment there. The next thing I noticed is the texture of it. I think the texture and kind of the color grading of this image, it seems like it's at golden hour. It's much more warm than the footage that we've seen in the game. And the textures are definitely grittier, kind of closer to a Skate 2 feel. You'll notice there's like the grass down here, the graffiti on the wall, and the trash can. And from the gameplay that I've captured and the gameplay I've seen, this is not too dissimilar from certain areas in the game. There are spots that look like this in the game right now. You know, maybe the ground isn't quite as gritty and cracked and textured as this, or, you know, there's not rust and stuff on bridges that you're going under, but there are areas like this. And so this game is unfinished. Maybe their goal is to get the game like those small areas I've seen in the game in the rest of the map. I don't know. But this key art is communicating to me a Skate 2 gritty, you know, core skateboarding experience right now. We have a crew, they're skating. This dude's grabbing his board. This person's front side flipping. You know, no one's pushing Mongo, which is rad. We got some hand plants and some neon socks. Are they filming? No, it's just their arm. Graffiti on the ramps, graffiti on the bridge. I like this. I think that the textures and everything look good. But this is art. We have to remember that. It's not gameplay. It's not captured in game. So the other thing I noticed is the car. This looks like an old Buick or an Oldsmobile. There's some kind of dirt texture down here on the bottom, like it hasn't been washed. I used to have a car like this when I delivered pizzas. I drove for Pizza Hut in an old Oldsmobile like this. It had a bench seat in it, and it felt like a boat when I was driving it. But that's cool. I mean, this car also looks very real, and I hope they dive into that vibe. I think if this key art is supposed to communicate anything else, you're going to be skating with others. It's an online game. You're skating, but you're also chilling. You can hang out. We got these dudes up here, up to no good. What are they up to? I don't know. And then I noticed this. We got this person climbing. Exploration. You know, we know that's in the game. Overall, I think this key art is communicating the experience that I'm having with the game. Sans the texture and the warmth and all that stuff. So, you know, are there people flying through the sky? I don't see anything like that. This building is in the game. That's the MCorp offices. I can't really take much from this other than just a vibe, I guess. We can take a look at these at the past games, though. I think as cover art, this is interesting because I think it showcases more about the game than any Skate cover has in the past. So we'll take a look at Skate first, the first one. This cover doesn't really communicate much about the game. It's a skateboarding game. That's about it. The back of it, you've got your lines, your style, flick it control, the true feel of skating, create your skate reel, San Vanalona, the ultimate skate mecca. Skate it your way. Here's Skate 2. They hated board slides. No marks. There's continuity between the first one and this one. It doesn't really communicate much about the game. But again, they have the opportunity to dive in a little more with the back. The skate revolution continues. Double your bag of tricks, Hall of Meat, change the face of the city. We got Rob Deerdeck in a Monster Energy shirt. I think, nope, that's Danny Way. I don't know. This is Skate 3. So this is where things changed, I think. Reading the back of this, like the most notable thing for me is team up, throw down. We're in Port Carverton now. You know, build your dream team, both offline and cooperatively, to take on new challenges and change the face of the city. So what do they change on the cover of this? They've brought in community. You've got folks skating and cheering each other on. There's continuity with the hating board slides with the number on the board there. But ultimately this is kind of a step, this is a step closer to the current key art, in my opinion. And so there's some continuity into the new one, you know? Let's take a look at it for a second here. Like, you know, you got people skating together. That's that. Oh yeah, I forgot about Skate It. This is Skate It. Also hating board slides. Continuity. I haven't opened this. They gave this to me, but I didn't have a Wii when this came out. Skate it, own it, make it yours. Yeah, Skate it. I also have a physical copy of Skater XL. I think this one's interesting because it kind of is the closest thing to this new key art that we got. So it's got Evan Smith on the front, but it's totally not gameplay. It's stylized in a way that Skater XL is not. And it's to me is quite similar to the current art style in the key art here. You know, they're both communicating something though, which is it's about skating. People might be opinionated on this and feel like this cover is communicating something that's not there. That has not been my experience with the game. You can check out my Skateway line. Like, I feel like that's a good example that the skating is there. And if this is the key art and this is what they want to communicate the vibe as, to grab people's attention who this appeals to, like maybe that's a sign that this is the direction they want to go eventually. This game is unfinished. So yeah, all the wild and crazy big stuff is going to be there, but like to me this says we care about skateboarding, we care about the culture, and yeah, I don't know. I don't hate this. I'm fine with it. Well, that's my overthinking, I think. I'll see y'all on August 26th. I'll try to make a video about the early access trailer. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for watching. I don't know if this was insightful at all. I just kind of wanted to go over the cover art. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about this? I've seen comments that it's AI. It's not. 100% is not AI. Thanks, y'all. See you later.